Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, I know it's First Maccabees.
It is First Maccabees.
But we have changed our styles as how we record these things, and we are doing them way ahead of time, so I kind of forget where we're at exactly.
We're at chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Okay. You'd think that'd be easy to remember, but it's just not. So
you wear so many hats and you have a lot going on. So
I do.
That's for me to stay in control of and to keep track of.
Right. So given that I don't remember, I'm going to let you give a quick synopsis of what we covered last time then.
Yeah, my next question was going to be, do you remember?
I have no fucking, if I don't remember what we covered, I don't remember what we covered.
So, okay, in chapter 1, we had the new Greek king Antiochus IV Epiphanes.
Right. Yeah.
He launched a campaign to erase Jewish identity. He desecrated the temple, and he violently enforced Hellenization across Judea.
Yeah.
He was, I think that's understating it, though. He wasn't just like, be Greece, baby.
He was an evil sumbitch.
He was also like, and also I hate you. And he had zero problem killing anybody who didn't comply because he wanted to kill anybody.
Right, yeah.
He's like, give me a reason.
Right, yeah.
So, then in chapter 2, we met the elderly priest Mattathias, who was like, how about no?
Right.
And he was like, fuck this. And so he and his son stood up and they refused to obey the king's orders. They killed a collaborator and then they flew to the hills. They went to the hills, and that sparked the Maccabean revolt. But it wasn't them fleeing that sparked it. It was them fleeing and him saying, come with me if you're with me. And a bunch of people were like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. And then a bunch of his followers were also hiding in the hills and they got killed.
Yeah.
That is what sparked it. Not Mattathias leaving with his sons.
Right.
His followers not being as well hidden and coming later.
Yeah.
And getting killed.
On the Sabbath.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't fight because it was the Sabbath.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, just fucking throw a rock at him or something, do something.
You're not allowed.
Whatever. They decide that they're allowed to afterwards. So.
Well, they sure as fuck did. They were like, guess what? Okay. So hopefully God gets good with this.
Right. Yeah. Because it's a really shitty plan, honestly. Like, can't fight on the Sabbath. Because if you know that, then you know that.
Right. But it also explains why maybe the early Judaism wasn't like real excited to include this because they're like, so sometimes it is okay to do things on the Sabbath if you want to real bad. I could see why they would be like, no.
Like, should we really officially are we bending the rules? Or are we not? Like, what?
Right.
How does this work?
I thought you're supposed to stand firm, and many did stand firm. And so are their deaths, like, are they lesser because they stood up to him.
Well, my question is, like, these
faith.
people that didn't they didn't fight back on the Sabbath, right? Because God's law.
Yeah.
Why didn't God defend them?
Right.
Like, why didn't God protect them? That makes no fucking sense to me. Like, they are literally they're following your law to the T.
Well, but their death was used as a tool to spark the rest of the Jews to
that then justified apparently breaking God's law.
Right.
So, like, I'm confused. I'm really fucking confused.
I'm forcing you to break my law by not getting involved.
Right. Yeah, that seems really weird and not correct.
Yeah.
But okay.
No, I totally agree with you. It is a good question. It does bear asking.
Right.
And it kind of gets to my, like, which one was the one in the right in God's eyes versus our eyes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, was it right for them to just stand up and just die? Or was it right for them to stand up and run and then fight?
Right.
Like, what was the right answer? And we don't get to know.
We don't.
That pisses me off.
Real quick before we get into the episode. So that was Maccabees chapter 3 that we just did this.
No,
I'm sorry.
that was
2.
1 and 2.
That was 1 and 2. Sorry. We're getting ready to do 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're doing these differently. So if you are a patron on the $2 level or higher, you will have access to these earlier than anybody else.
Yep.
So
you'll get them as soon as they're posted.
if you're listening to this on our regular feed, you could go over to Patreon, and for only $2 a month, you could get the next episode and the one after that included as part of that membership, and help us out too.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. One more thing I do want to mention too, wife and I have been binging a new show that was recommended to us from a friend on Discord.
Yeah.
So thank you, Fern. We are watching The Promised Land, which is basically like The Office for the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious.
And if you've been following along with our podcast, then you have read the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And so you get all the in-jokes.
We're loving this because we're like, oh shit, I know what that's about.
Like, I get that
That's
reference.
fucking great.
Oh my God, I know who Korah is.
And it's not really like, I mean, it is somewhat sacrilegious, but it's also not. Like, because it's like
over the
they're just telling the story in a really funny and fun way.
Right.
And very much like The Office. But like, I appreciate the humor.
Watching Moses' sister Miriam, like, look at the camera, her face is everything.
Yeah, so it's called The Promised Land, and you can find it on YouTube. I don't know if it's on an actual channel, but it is definitely made for TV. Like, it is a high production level show, and it's like a half-hour long. I think they've got 6 or 7 episodes out right now.
I believe it's 6 episodes, and there is a second season coming.
Yeah, and I don't do a lot of, recommending of shows to watch, but like this one, do it. Just go fucking watch it because it's great. It's fucking
hilarious, and it's extremely well done.
Yeah.
And even having read it, the Old Testament, I know I'm missing jokes.
Yeah.
And so I'm going through the comments, and that's what I'm trying to convey is that the writers of this show clearly are well versed in the Old Testament, because there are so many Easter eggs and jokes that I'm missing.
Right.
And
I like to believe that they were influenced slightly by our podcast because they bring up Nimrod a lot.
They do.
And I'm like, I love it. I love it. No, I'm not saying they were. I'm just saying, like,
they also trashed the tribe of Dan.
They trashed the tribe. I mean, I'm like, it's hitting all the high marks for me. I'm like, this is great.
And they also, like, there's this running gag where Moses is like, where's my sons? And his wife Zipporah, or Zippy, as he calls her, she's like, oh, they're around here somewhere. Oh, you just missed them. Which, as you know, is a nod to the fact that they're mentioned once in the Bible and then never again.
Right, yeah.
They disappear.
Yeah. So go check it out. And if you're like a writer or producer for the show, feel free to use our podcast as, like, material.
Well done, you. We love it.
Anyway. So are you ready to read First Maccabees chapter 3?
Yes, I am. I sure as fuck am.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are getting into First Maccadoodles.
All right.
Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Ready?
I am ready.
All right. His son Judas.
His son, which would be Mattathias. Yeah. Okay.
His son Judas, who was called Maccabeus.
Yeah.
Remember, you had the question of, well, what was his name? Was it Judas or Maccabeus?
Right. Yeah.
And what do you mean the Hermiones? Hermanaean, they were known as the Hermanaeans.
Got it.
And as well as the Maccabees.
Okay.
And you were like, well, which one was it and why both? And the answer to that was that the original text was written in Hebrew, but the only remaining copy that we have is from the Latin, what's it called?
The Septuagint. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. And you were like Latin, or you were like Hebrew, Greek, 6, 7, whatever.
Yeah, 6, 7. Right. Yeah, exactly. So,
and you were very excited about using that correctly.
I was. Yeah. I forgot about that. Thank you. Thank you for my 6, 7 callback. Yeah. And somebody else reminded me, this is off topic, but speaking of 6, 7, there was a phrase when I was younger that belonged to the older generation. When you're like not quite in your right mind or you're discombobulated. Yeah. They would say, my mind is all 6s and 7s.
Really?
Yeah. Or my mind is at 6s and 7s. Yeah.
I never heard that.
Yeah. I forgot about it. But as soon as I read somebody said that, I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. And so I was curious if these kids that are saying 6, 7 know that 6, 7, their usage is not the first usage of that.
Almost 100% certain that they don't.
So that's really funny. What's so special? I'm going to have to do a deep dive now.
Well, that's like, I mean, it's probably somebody that pulled it out of the past because their parents or somebody used it or their grandparents or whatever.
I'm all at 6s and 7s.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they used it in their own material and they're like, hey, why not? You know, because like sometimes I'll still say good night, you know, like in a, like, not like a cursing type
instead of
way.
a good golly.
My grandpa used to say it and I really like saying good night. And
yeah.
you know, no one in this generation uses that. Not ours, not the next generation, not the, you know, Star Trek, the next generation, not anybody.
It's a non-cursing curse.
Right.
It's an acceptable curse.
I just miss it and love it. You know,
blasphemy.
So I like to use it occasionally.
Yeah. So, okay, 6, 7. Yeah.
6, 7.
But I am going to look into it. Right. I am curious.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, Judas Maccabeus rose up in Mattathias's place.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All his kindred helped him, and so did all those who joined with his father, and they fought with gladness the battle of Israel. He got his people great glory and put on a breastplate like a giant. You know how giants always be wearing breastplates?
How does a giant put on a breastplate differently than a regular human?
More carefully, I would think. And bound his warlike harness around him and set battles in array, protecting the army with his sword. I set battles in array. I do. Like when we get together with family, I'm always setting battles in array.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just wanted to say it.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving is going to be interesting, you know?
It always is. And especially it's going to be at my brother's house this year, which
that is interesting.
Is a first. Or is it a first? I think it's a first. It's good. We've had other dinners there, which are always less fun sometimes.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's a different atmosphere than when it's at your mom's.
I don't mind his place when we can go outside on the back porch.
Yeah.
But like inside, there's just not as much room as other places we have Thanksgiving. So it just feels a little cramped, I guess.
I don't think his house is that much smaller than your mom's.
Maybe it's the layout. I don't know what it like. My mom's house is really open and like.
I think you just like going to your mom's house.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
So, basically, you're an asshole.
Right? Yeah. There's that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that was on the table.
Yeah,
right.
Brother, I love you, and you know I'm not cutting on the experience. I'm sure it'll be great.
I'm sure it will.
I don't like change. That's all.
No, you really don't. Well, I'm glad we had this little discussion and got to the meat of your psychological distress.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Judas Maccabeus was like a lion in his deeds and like a lion's cub roaring for prey.
I feel like that's almost an insult.
That is not.
Like, what?
That is not a good metaphor.
Yeah.
Or simile.
I'd want to roar like a lion, not a lion's cub. The lion's cub just seems a little weak and like half-heartedly. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Like bad simile, my guy.
Maybe he had a like high-pitched voice or something.
He hunted and pursued the lawless, and he burned up. I'll burn you.
He's like Batman for the Israelites.
Oh my God.
He's a vigilante.
He really is.
Yeah.
He burned up those who troubled his people. But I can't hear...
maybe more violent.
I can't hear the word burned up without thinking of Sherlock, the Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, the Benedict Cumberbatch version where Moriarty is in the pool area and he says to Sherlock, "I'll burn you."
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite bit. When I hear the word burn, I think. All right,
I'll make a second recommendation today. If you haven't seen the Benedict Cumberbatch BBC Sherlock, definitely go watch that
BBC?
series. Yeah.
Is it really?
It is really.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, it's a great miniseries, I think.
It is fantastic. We've watched it at least 100 times.
It's kids' favorite.
Yeah, well, that's why.
Yeah. I mean...
that might be a slight exaggeration, but we've watched it a fuck ton.
We have watched it a fuck ton. And we always have to pause and rewind for that. I'll burn you.
Yeah.
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 Because that guy switches out. Because then when he leaves the room, he's like, bye. Yeah. I just love him. Okay. Yeah. And that guy, I don't know his name. He's a great actor.
He really is.
I've seen him in other stuff since then, and I cannot remember his name. Yeah. But I'm like, holy shit. How do I go from, like, I hate this guy to, yeah, he's fine in this that he's acting in? He's a great actor.
Right.
Okay. Anyways, Judas Maccabeus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hunted and pursued the lawless. And he burned up those who troubled his people. The lawless shrank back for fear of him, and all the workers of lawlessness were very troubled.
You notice he's saying lawless, not like the Greek.
Yeah.
And like, he's killing everybody that's not obeying God's law.
Yeah.
Which they are not obeying God's law because they're fighting on the Sabbath sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned about how this could progress, but
it's like he's being a little defensive. He's like, I'm killing the lawless, so it doesn't count.
Right.
I'm doing this in God's will, so I'm not bad.
Yeah, he's definitely zealous.
Yes.
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like the phrasing, the word choice is like, I'm doing God's business, so the law doesn't really apply to me, and it's okay what I'm doing.
Right, and I'm keeping in mind that this is written from the winner's perspective, which is them.
Yes.
So it's going to be very forgiving to them,
mm-hmm.
but even in their own phrasing, it's also very violent sounding and not always directed at the enemy per se.
Right, yeah.
Just whatever. Anybody that they disagree with, basically.
But the lawless were afraid.
That's the phrase I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm like, the lawless, huh?
Break the law and I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, that escalated
those
quickly.
honey-lipped vixens, they're fucked.
I feel it for the honey-lipped vixens.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had dressed up as a honey-lipped vixen for Halloween. Mm-hmm. Like, I could just get a t-shirt that says honey-lipped vixen.
Yeah.
And then, like, some lipstick.
Honey dripping from your mouth or something?
No, lipstick that's honey colored.
Okay. All right.
I can't stand stickiness.
Got it.
Ew. Anyways, the lawless shrank back for fear of him, and all the workers of the lawlessness were very troubled, and deliverance prospered in his hand. Deliverance. He angered many kings. Yeah, he did. And made Jacob glad with his axe.
Okay.
You know, Israel.
Israel, yeah. I mean, according to him, he made Israel glad with his deeds.
I don't like that they were like, Jacob. And I'm like, no, he's dead. Like, you mean Israel.
Yeah,
stop
because
confusing me.
They're the same thing.
Jacob is Israel. Israel is Jacob.
Right.
But I'm like,
but we went back to the other phrasing for some reason.
Yeah. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
His memory is blessed forever. Okay. He went through the cities of Judah, destroyed the ungodly out of the land, and turned away wrath from Israel. He was renowned to the utmost part of the earth. He gathered together those who were ready to perish.
So this guy's like the Crusades before the Crusades.
Oh, you know what? Kind of.
This is like the non-Christian crusade. This is like the Jewish Crusades.
Now, to be fair, they were getting poked by the bear, and he's like, "I'll show you a fucking bear."
I'm not arguing with their right to stand up for their own lives, right? I'm arguing with the way that this is phrased because it's the lawless sounds very like. You're not just killing the people that are fighting against you.
Okay, but the Crusades were also, like, Christianity as a whole is about conversion, right?
Yeah.
This guy is not about conversion.
No.
He's about, don't fuck with us, just let us live or I will kill you. And I feel like that's a little bit different.
But the phrasing of the lawless makes me think that he's fucking with people that aren't really fucking with him, other than they don't follow God's laws.
Maybe they're in his city. And maybe...
Oh, no, not that. Well, not in your city.
Maybe the soldiers and stuff is what he's talking about.
It could be, but why the phrasing though? That's all I'm getting at, is that it just sounds a little bit like he's just killing people who are not following God's law. Period.
I would have liked it better if maybe the phrasing told us who the lawless were, like the soldiers and the followers of Epiphanes.
Right. This leaves open forgiveness for killing pretty much anybody he wants, basically. If they're dead and he killed them, they were lawless.
Yeah.
That's all he has to say. Those fuckers were lawless.
I want it known that I'm aware that I just combined the word Antiochus and Epiphanes. I said Antiphanes.
I didn't even catch it. So.
I didn't mean to. I was like, that name sounds wrong. And husband's going to get mad at me later when everybody writes in to tell me that I said that wrong.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you, yes, I did that. It was an accident. I did catch it though. Apologies. Yeah. Antiochus Epiphanes.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Antiphanes.
No, just, yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Moving along.
Anyways, Apollonius.
Yeah.
Apollonius. I don't know.
Sure.
Apollonius gathered the Gentiles together with a great army from Samaria to fight against Israel.
Okay.
So see, this is ramping up.
Yeah.
So Judas is like, fuck with me, I'll fuck with you.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the world was like, are you sure about that?
Right.
And I don't know. It sounds like they went too far.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like this guy was killing a lot of people.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of like indiscriminately, you know?
Like you have the right. It goes back to, yes, Israel, you have the right to defend yourself, but not to do a genocide.
Right.
There's a line between defending yourself and taking the offensive and murdering everybody.
Right.
And you cannot pretend that one is the other.
Yeah. And I'm not arguing that this was look, I know they were fighting against somebody that was very terrible, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not arguing that point. What I'm getting at is that this is a one-sided account of a thing that sounds like it might have been terrible even by their own account.
And what I was doing was equating it to today,
right?
And what's happening.
Yeah, no, obviously in Gaza.
Yeah.
For sure.
And wiping out Palestine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see some justification in religious
Hamas is bad.
In religious mindsets for this based in biblical text, like we're reading right now. Right? Exactly. And that's not great.
They're like, but you stabbed us, and so we get to murder the whole world back. And it's like, no, that's bad math, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, your side of the equal sign is not correct. And they're like, but we're not equals.
Right.
And we're like,
but I think this is important.
You're all people, fuckface. You are all equals. Stop it.
But I think it's important to understand this book, right? Like even just within the first 3 chapters, right? It's important to understand this based on current context. Even.
Yes.
So
Israel's still at it.
Right. And maybe justifying it based on things like this.
Yeah.
You know, like in a religious mindset of some type. You know, so.
Well, they kicked us, so they deserve a nuclear weapon that blows up the whole planet.
Right.
Okay, that's an overreaction. You need to chillax.
Right. Yeah.
Judas learned of it, the gearing up of the world coming against him.
Yeah.
And he went out to meet him, struck him, and killed him.
We're speaking of a multitude of people
Apollonius.
as him.
Apollonius.
Oh, okay.
He learned who the Apollonius was gathering the Gentiles together.
Yeah.
He went out to meet him, struck him, and killed him. I don't know who Apollonius is. I'm going to have to look that up and answer that next time.
I can guarantee he's dead.
Well, I'm assuming he was a Greek general, but I don't know that.
Right.
So, but he is dead.
Yeah.
But it matters because they're like, hey, Apollonius. And I'm like, yeah, you haven't ever mentioned him. And he's not somebody from history that I'm familiar with.
Right.
So, no, I don't know Apollonius.
Right.
But anyway, he's dead now because Judas killed him.
Right.
Okay. Judas learned of it and went out to meet him, struck him, and killed him. Many fell wounded to death, and the rest fled. They took their spoils, and Judas took Apollonius' sword, and he fought with it all his days. I mean, That's what I would do.
Okay.
I would take somebody's sword.
Apparently had a nice sword, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
you try to kill me, I'm going to come at you. And if somehow magically, I don't know how, but if somehow I beat you, I am taking your sword.
He's like, hey, this sword complements that chest plate I put on like a giant. I'm taking that shit.
Whereas I would be like, holy shit, it was a miracle that I won. I will take this as a souvenir and proof, like, you know, the witch's broom in The Wizard of Oz. Yeah. Look, I did it. I beat the thing.
Sure.
Wow. Okay, Sauron, you know Sauron?
Sure.
The commander of the army of Syria. Oh, at least this one, they tell us who he is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming but I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Heard that Judas had gathered a large company, including a body of faithful men who stayed with him, went out to war.
Oh, okay.
Sauron, the army of Syria.
I bet this fucker's going to get knocked down too.
I bet he does, because apparently dude wears armor like a giant.
Wouldn't be a very good revolt if he didn't, like complete it.
I wonder if they're trying to say that Judas was a giant.
They're probably trying to draw some correlation.
But I'm like, that would make him an Amalekite, and that would make him the enemy. So are you sure you want to make that comparison? No, they're just
trying to draw some, like... He's
not a giant. He's just like a giant.
He's got balls like the Egyptians and chest plates like the giants. And
you're comparing him to all your enemies. Are you sure that's what you want to do? He's awesome. He's just like everybody that he hates. What?
No, they're just taking the better traits, Yeah.
Like,
he's taking the better sword.
How we in America like Mexican food, but not Mexicans.
Apparently. Okay. I'm fine with Mexican.
I am as well, obviously. Yeah. But I was saying we in America.
Yeah. As a general rule of thumb with regard to our policies and everything else.
Yeah.
Right.
We just take people's stuff and kick out the people.
Sure. Yeah.
So, this guy, he goes... I will make myself a name and get myself glory in the kingdom. I will fight against Judas and those who are with him who despise the king's command. A mighty army of the ungodly went up with him to help him to take vengeance on the children of Israel. So
this guy, the king from Syria, he was like on the conference call and they were like, guys, this Judas guy's causing problems. And this guy's like, yeah, I'll go solve that for you. I'm gonna have some. Can I have some glory if I do that for you?
If you got a problem, I'll solve it.
Right. And so he's like, all right, I'm on this.
Except he's saying that he's doing it for the glory of God, which tells me that he also is a believer in God.
Wait. Reread that. I don't think you got that quite right.
I will make myself a name and get myself glory in the kingdom. I will fight against Judas and those who are with him, who despise the king's command. A mighty army of the ungodly went up with him to help. Oh, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got the army of the ungodly.
He wants the glory in the kingdom, not the kingdom of heaven.
That's what I was saying. He was on the conference call and he's like, I'm going to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I saw glory in the kingdom, I was thinking religiously.
Yeah.
But no glory in the capital K, lowercase k.
He's got the ungodly army.
Yeah. My bad. So he's not a believer. He's just a soldier.
Right.
Got it. He came near to the ascent of Beth Horon, and Judas went out to meet him with a small company. But when they saw the army coming to meet them, they said to Judas, "What? Shall we be able, being a small company, to fight against so great and strong a multitude?"
I bet they can. They're going to knock that shit down.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
We, for our part, are faint, having tasted no food this day. Ooh, I need a granola bar. Judas said...
Where's some manna when you need it?
I know, right? Like, somebody needs to throw some birds at us. It is an easy thing, said Judas, for many to be hemmed in by the hands of a few. Just as how David killed the giant.
Goliath, right. Yeah.
With heaven, it is all one, to save by many or by few. For victory in battle stands not in the multitude of an army, but strength is from heaven. So basically, if you're on the right side of God, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, you'll win. Because God doesn't recognize...
Is heaven a concept at this point?
Apparently.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess maybe they've talked about it sort of, but not like...
Not like in an afterlife, offhanded remark, your soul will ascend kind of
way. Yeah, that was a very offhanded remark about heaven, which is odd.
I think that's probably the only references we have thus far.
Okay.
They come to us in fullness of insolence and lawlessness, to destroy us and our wives and our children, and to plunder us. But we fight for our lives and our laws. So he's saying we have the moral high ground. Surely we'll win. It doesn't fucking matter that we're smaller.
Okay.
He himself will crush them before our face. But as for you, don't be afraid of them.
Okay.
Now, when he had finished speaking, see, there's no ending quote marks in this, and that bothers me. When he had finished speaking, he rushed suddenly against Saron and his army.
Oh.
He was like, He's
like, watch this shit.
Yeah. Be brave. Bye. Wow. That was so sudden.
Yeah.
I mean, he rushed suddenly.
Yeah. Right.
Against Saron and his army, and they were defeated before him.
Of course. This is also fast, like he's just defeating armies left and right. Like they're making this sound like it was like overnight.
Why does he need an army if he could just go defeat it himself?
Apparently. He knocked down the last dude, like just himself, apparently.
Okay, I'm about to do some pronoun abuse. Ready?
Yeah, okay.
They pursued them.
Wow.
That doesn't work for me.
That's rough.
That sounds like something you would say.
It does.
You're always like, he said to me, and then he goes, and then he said, and then and I'm like, hold on. How many he's are there?
But I also am known to continue conversations from days ago and just assume that you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God, y'all. Okay. This is so off topic, but I have to stop here and I have to tell you something. So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching stuff on YouTube about writing, as I do. I'm watching writing related resource materials on YouTube, trying to learn how to be a better writer.
Yes.
And I've been doing this for like 2 hours, just sitting there in silence and like contentment, learning. And I'm immersed.
Yeah.
2 hours. Husband walks in. I pause my video. He starts the conversation and also and just starts talking. And I'm like, did I miss something?
I have full conversations in my head with you that I just continue later. That's all.
I hadn't seen this man for 2 hours because he'd been doing some woodwork out in the garage. Yeah. And that sounds like an old-timey show. But literally, he was doing woodwork out in the garage.
Yeah.
So he just walks in fully and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that
happened.
That not only did that happen, that happens regularly, but it was one of the few times when I was like, wait, stop. Like I stopped him before he could continue.
Yeah. So I collaborated and listened.
You did.
Yeah.
And I was like, you just did that thing that I've been telling you that you do, that you're like, what are you talking about? And husband was like, oh, yeah.
I think I was pretty open to the fact that I did it.
You were, but you were like, point it out next time because I'm not aware of it happening like that.
Right.
You're like, that's not what's happening in my mind. And
because
I'm like,
in my mind, we've been talking for 2 hours about the same subject and I've been parsing it in my head as to how the conversation is going. And then obviously the next step is this part of the conversation, which I'm going to continue right now with you 2 hours later.
Right. And it's not like we had been in an argument and then you left the house, stomped out, slammed the door, went and just calmed down doing some woodwork, and then stomped back in and said, and another thing. No. It wasn't like that. We were literally like, la, la, la. Okay, let's spend a few hours. You go do your woodwork. I'm going to do my writing stuff. Yeah. And, we were like mutually happy in our own little hobbies.
Right.
And then you just came in and were like, and another
because when my brain is idle with doing hobby types things, it's constantly going over other things that I need to discuss or think about or figure out, and then it's natural to me to just walk back in and just assume that you're there with me.
Right. Well, I appreciate that I'm the one that was there with you in your mind.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't like some hot babe. It was like your potato wife. Like that makes me really happy, but. I wasn't though.
No, I'm aware of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like I'm having a mental break. I have ADHD.
Right.
And my brain just continues conversations in my head without you there.
Right.
And then I come back in and continue the conversation that you were having with me in my head.
Right.
Obviously.
And this happens like a lot on work mornings too. Like husband will get up, get ready for work, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll get up a little bit later. And I'll wander out into the living room, and it takes me a good half hour to kind of come into the world. I need coffee. And sometimes, you talk too much at me and I'm like, too many words, stop. But you'll be like, I'm gonna blah 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 blah, and don't forget to blah, blah, and I'm like, hi, good morning, and you're like, oh yeah, hi, good morning, I love you. Now don't forget to blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my god, this should have been a text because I'm not even.
My brain has to dump stuff out.
I know.
It just does.
And I'm like, could you not dump it in a text? Because this is not the moment for that.
Let me ask you, how much do I like texts?
You hate it. Like, I will text him. He's at work. I will text him a simple yes or no question. And like 2 minutes later, he calls me and I'm like, God damn it. And then you're like really busy because, you know, you're at work, which is why I texted you.
Right. But my brain can't. I don't have time. It's harder for me to text than it is to just get the idea out quickly via my voice.
I know, but I hate phone calls. So in some ways,
we're the perfect couple. We hate everything the other one likes.
No, that's not true. I was going to say, in some ways, we are perfectly matched.
Yeah.
This is one of the few examples where we are horribly matched because I hate the phone and you hate text.
Yeah. I like camping. You like hotels. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You like the beach. I like the woods.
You like Paul Simon. I like Simon and Garfunkel.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
you know what they say about opposites, though.
Sometimes they attract.
Right. Yeah.
You're tall. I'm short.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I wear blue lipstick. You hate it. But I don't dress for the male gaze.
Right.
So,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. Back to First Maccadoodles.
Just for the record, there are many things I do love about you.
Oh, I know that.
So,
vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
I didn't want everybody to think that, you know, we are completely opposite on everything and hate everything about each other.
No.
That's not how that works.
Not at all.
But we do have some healthy discussions that are contrary to the other opinion.
No, but we love discussing Bible things and philosophy and the state of the world. We both love politics. We both love history from a different context, which allows us to have just great conversations, which is how this podcast blossomed.
Right.
So, yes. I mean, yes, there are things we hate that the other one loves, and there are things we hate even about each other. But yes, well, it's true. Like,
don't worry, we're fine, guys.
Yeah.
We're fine. Husband and wife will make it.
Mommy
I
and
promise.
Daddy are not fighting. Oh my god. We got into an argument, like, kind of heated on the live Discord.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
We're like, no, this is just a Tuesday night, which it was. It was a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But, you know, but that, we're fine. It's good.
Sometimes we just don't clear our shit before we get on the air. That's all.
No, we just do what we do when we do it. And it's sometimes, you know, other people are present. Sorry.
We're like, whatever. we gotta work our shit out.
We record it. Sometimes we record our fights. We've had fights, I think, on our podcast.
We have.
I'm pretty sure.
Like, you call it a fight. I call it a heated argument.
Heated discussion.
Heated discussion.
Yeah. I don't mean a fight.
Where we disagree vehemently.
Yeah. We don't do fights much anymore.
No.
It's just heated discussions is about as intense as it gets.
Yeah. Serious, severe disagreement.
Right.
Yeah. Especially like when I have misunderstood something and you're like trying to tell me.
Oh my God.
Or vice versa when you cannot follow.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's both of us.
Yeah,
it's both
of
us.
For sure.
Okay, anyways, Mommy and Daddy are fine.
Yeah, and back to Maccabees. First Maccabees. Yeah.
First Maccadoodles.
Yeah.
Okay. They pursued them, whoever they is. I'm assuming it's the Israelite guys pursued the Greeks.
No, Syrians.
The Syrians, you're right, apologies. Down the descent of Beth Horon to the plain. You know,
that plain, sure.
And about 800 men of them fell, but the rest fled into the land of the Philistines. Philistines. You know, the Philistines.
Yeah. Always flee into the Philistines.
Yeah. That's the name of my next book. The fear of Judas and his kindred and the dread of them began to fall on the nations around them. His fame reached the king, and every nation told of the battles of Judas.
It was because of that lion cub roar.
Meow. But when King Antiochus, Epiphanes, heard those words, he was full of indignation. He was like, how very dare you?
Yeah. I'm the evil sumbitch around here.
Yeah. He was like, I cannot even with this bullshit.
Right, yeah.
And he sent and gathered together all the forces of his realm, an exceedingly strong army.
Was it all the king's forces and all the king's men?
Of course it was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, horses, not forces.
No.
Yeah.
All the king's horses and forces.
Yeah.
And Mr. Ed.
Right.
He opened his treasury. Damn. And gave his forces pay for a year and commanded them to be ready for every need. Now that is the way to buy loyalty.
I guess, or you just got a year with pay, babe. You want to go to the beach, like just hang out? They'll never find us. This is like, ancient times. They don't have GPS
right?
and shit.
Like
so.
I have wanted to travel for quite some time.
We're rich. Let's go do this shit.
I just got a year's pay in hand. Wow.
Yeah, I hear China's nice this time of year.
Oh my gosh. He saw that the money was gone from his treasures and that the tributes of his country were small because of the dissension and disaster which he himself had brought upon the land.
Of course.
To the end that he might take away the laws which had been from the first days. But he wasn't afraid that he wouldn't have enough, as at other times, for the charges and the gifts which he used to give with a liberal hand, more abundantly than the kings who were before him. So he's given away his treasury left and right, but he's not worried about it. Which
I'm gonna say this because they mentioned that Antiochus was trying to work with the guy that died, the dad of Judas.
Matthias?
Yeah, Matthias, yeah.
Okay.
Like they offered him. He offered him to, like, hey, if you do this,
his generals offered.
Right. But like, they were trying to work with him, right?
Yeah.
And is it possible that he became a crazed, antichrist type fucker that was killing everybody because of this revolt?
You say antichrist, although Christ wasn't born.
No, I know, but people like to push this guy. Right. No, we are definitely not in the New Testament, but like some people view this figure as like an antichrist type figure.
Oh, you're saying, do you think Greece and Rome became so antichrist eventually?
No.
Okay,
no.
What are you saying?
Antiochus himself.
Okay.
He's an evil person.
Okay.
To the Israelites, right? Like he's a horrible leader that treated them horribly. Could it be possible that it's because of this revolt and not?
Oh, you're saying maybe the rejection came first and then the hatred?
I'm just saying.
That's a good question.
We're taking the word of the Maccabees,
like,
right?
They were so mean to us and that's why we fought, rather than we fought and then they were mean to us.
Right. I just don't like to take anything at face value. I'm just throwing out another possibility. Like, hey, maybe Antiochus is a terrible leader because he was dealing with a revolt of somebody who was killing everybody.
The only thing I would say probably not is that apparently there are other sources that talk about what a bad and evil guy he was, like, to other nations.
Okay.
But those sources may have been influenced by Israel.
Right.
So I don't know.
That's all I'm not trying to give this guy a pass. Okay.
No.
Right. And I do feel like people have the right to rule themselves, generally speaking, or make decisions for their own livelihoods, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I totally believe in democracy and rule of law and things like that, right? But we're talking about ancient times, and we're talking about somebody who was like, I don't like this fucker, and I'm going to kill all the lawless.
Right.
We're gonna destroy the lawless, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't really his decision to make. Judas didn't get to decide who was lawless. It was supposed to be Antiochus, right?
Yeah.
So there's this whole contentious thing set up. And apparently Antiochus is over there, right? Sending his generals to do things. Yeah. Which, they're like, hey, this is getting rough. He's killing a lot of people and like winning battles, and people are starting to like join him, and things aren't going great over here.
So you're saying maybe it didn't start with knocking down the temple. Maybe they didn't knock down the temple until after.
Well, I'm not saying that they might have come in and shown us a show of force to initially, but then these people chose to revolt, right? Like, possibly, as a possible scenario, maybe all the terrible, terrible things are a just battle between these two forces, right?
I don't know, because he wasn't just like knocking down and desecrating their temple. He was also
killing people for not following, or for not.
But he was also saying, and you guys can't even do your sacrifices. You can't have your religious things you can't.
That's fair.
You can't do your penis chopping thing, circumcision that you like to do.
No, I mean, I guess from a religious freedom standpoint, that is fair. So, yeah, there was a lot of terrible laws that the Israelites would have absolutely loathed.
Right.
That this guy set in place.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean.
That's fair. And he was putting people to death for breaking, for doing the things that were.
For having their penis chopped.
Jewish, basically. Yeah. So. Yeah, that is a fair point. I was just wondering because this guy Judas sounds very terrible as well.
Yeah.
Like as far as how much killing he's doing.
He does. And he's very murdery.
Yeah.
Mattathias, his father, started.
Right. But Judas is definitely.
They are very murdery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Murdery back is still like murdery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was exceedingly perplexed in his mind. Antiochus was. Okay.
Sure.
And he determined to go into Persia and to take the tributes of those countries and to gather much money. So he's like, fuck.
So he's raising money to come back and fight Judas, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Specifically Judas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go to other countries to get money to fight this one guy.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He left Lysias, I don't know, an honorable man and one of royal lineage to be over the affairs of the king from the river Euphrates to the borders of Egypt, and to bring up his son Antiochus, the fifth, until he came again. How many times you gotta come? He delivered to Lysias half of his forces and the elephants, and gave him charge of all the things that he would have done, and concerning those who lived in Judea and Jerusalem, that he should send an army against them to root out and destroy the strength of Israel and the remnant of Jerusalem, and to take away their memory from the palace, and that he should make foreigners live in all their territory, and should divide their land to them by lot. So he's like, here, you hold the reins, I'll be right back.
Yeah. But
is what it sounds like.
The story is very black and white, good and evil, the way it's pitched, right? Like this Antiochus guy is very evil and terrible, and this Judas guy is very good and righteous, and but they're all killing the right or the wrong people.
Right, but Lysias is described as being an honorable man. He just described him as he left his money, he left his kingdom, he left everything to Lysias, an honorable man and one of royal lineage, to be over the affairs of the king. So he's like, Lysias, an honorable man, here, hold my shit, hold the fort. I'm going to go get money.
Right.
So Lysias is a good guy, according to
Antiochus.
Well, but Antiochus isn't the one telling the story.
Right.
So who's calling him an honorable man?
That's a good question.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm eager to see where this goes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So hold the fort. And he left Antioch, his royal city, hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. The king took the half that remained of the forces and left Antioch, his royal city, Antiochus.
Yeah.
In the 147th year. And he passed over the river Euphrates and went through the upper countries.
Okay. So he's gone, and Lysias is now in charge of things. Okay? Okay. Is he?
You're not understanding what's happening.
I kind of missed.
Antiochus is like, hold the fort, Lysias. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go to the upper countries and get some money. So Antiochus took off. He left.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Antiochus left. Lysias is now in charge.
Right, but I thought they're not in Israel. I thought they were like in some other land or something. I didn't think that. I thought this was somewhere else. Maybe I'm misunderstanding here completely.
Well, it says the king, Antiochus, took the half that remained and left Antioch, his royal city, and he passed over the river Euphrates and went through the upper countries. So Antiochus took off.
Right.
He left Lysias in charge.
Of Antioch.
Yeah.
Which is his royal city, which is not in Israel. He
left him in charge of the entire country, the entire everything, not just the city.
Sure.
The entire land, kingdom.
Okay. But that specific part of the kingdom is not in Israel. He's just in charge.
I didn't say anything about
while he's
being
collecting
in Israel.
Money. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No. That's fine. I wasn't understanding. It's fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, Lysias chose Ptolemy, the son of Doramenus, Nicanor, and Georgius. Mighty men. I'm sorry.
Dormumu.
Dormumu. I've come to bargain. Speaking of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. Right. It all circles back. Yeah, right.
Wow. Mighty men of the king's friends. And with them, he, Lysias, sent 40,000 infantry and 7,000 cavalry to go into the land of Judah to destroy it, according to the word of the king. So, yeah, Lysias is like, we're going to do this.
Okay. Yeah.
They set out with all their army and came and encamped near Emmaus in the plain country. Not plain, boring, ordinary.
No, plains.
The plains.
Right.
The country of plains.
Right.
Not airplanes.
Right.
Okay. Like plains and peaks, but without the peaks.
Yeah.
Just the plains.
Right.
The merchants of the country heard of their fame and took silver and gold in large quantities and fetters, like a fetter in your cap, and came into the camp to take the children of Israel for slaves.
Oh.
That seems out of... What? Forces of Syria and of the land of the Philistines joined with them. Okay, so Syria...
So they're collecting forces as they're amassing towards Israel.
Yeah.
And there's merchants apparently stealing children from Israel to collect them as slaves to help this army of whatever, probably, maybe.
Okay.
So they're making money from slave trade, selling Israel's children to this army.
Okay.
Maybe. Is that what I'm gathering here, maybe?
That makes better sense. I was like, what? What is that? I'm confused. Okay. This is not like
This is not sounding like an honorable person, though, anymore.
No, it's really not.
It really switched real quickly here to
and I'm like,
a real shithead. So
I'm like, were y'all using honorable, like, in quote marks or, like, slash sarcastic?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Judas and his kindred saw that evils were multiplied.
Evil. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, evil, horrible, bad guys were multiplied. And that the forces were encamping in their borders. They learned about the king's words, which he had commanded, to destroy the people and make an end of them.
Yeah.
Then they each said to his neighbor, let's repair the ruins of our people. Let's fight for our people and the holy place. You know, good versus evil.
Right.
Binary.
Yeah. No, yeah.
The congregation was gathered together that they might be ready for battle and that they might pray and ask for mercy and compassion. So they're like, dear God, please help us. Please show mercy on your people, and also sorry about the fighting on the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Amen. Love me.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Jerusalem was without inhabitant, like a wilderness. Oh, everybody was gone.
Okay.
Everybody
they're
left.
either fighting or they're like, fuck this shit. I'm going to go hang out in Egypt for a bit.
Where were the slaves' wife and children?
I don't know.
I guess they got sold into slavery.
The merchants took them over to the other side, apparently. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I should have read the next sentence. There was none of her offspring who went in or out. The sanctuary was trampled down. Children of foreigners were in the citadel. The Gentiles lived there. Joy was taken away from Jacob, Israel.
Yeah.
And the pipe and the harp ceased. They played no music that day, I can tell you.
Right. What was that guy's name that played the harp wasn't that?
That was David.
That was David, yeah.
Yeah, David played the harp.
That's right, yeah.
He was the dancing, swinging ding-dong.
That's right, yeah.
Harp playing motherfucker.
That's right.
Yeah.
Slinging BBs at giants and shit.
And he was married to Michael for a little bit.
Micah.
Her name was Michael.
Michael, that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
no, you're right,
you're
right. Yeah.
They gathered themselves together and came to Mizpah near Jerusalem. For in Mizpah there used to be a place of prayer for Israel. They fasted that day, put on sackcloth, as you do, put ashes on their heads, as you do,
right?
Tore their clothes, as you do.
As they did, anyway.
And opened the book of the law, here we go, to learn about the things for which the Gentiles consulted the images of their idols.
What?
To learn about the things for which...
The book of the... They opened the book of what?
The book of the law.
Which is like Moses' book of laws.
Yeah.
Did it cover... idol worship in that book?
For the Gentiles?
I kind of want to read it then, if that's the case, because
right.
I mean, they didn't like idol worship. I knew that.
Right.
You know what? They did talk. You know, I wonder if it didn't all translate through to the current version, because they did talk about, Molech. They talked about Asherah. They talked. There was a lot of things about foreign idol worship in that book, even as it was. But I wonder if there was even more back then.
Probably, like remember
specifically like
sex in the high places and decorated trees.
Right. I wonder if there was like a what do you call it when you have like a list of like all the things and what they are, like an appendix or a compendium of like idols and idol worship and
like
what they were.
Like how you can go to Barnes and Noble these days and buy a book about fairies or a book about demonology.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
You could go to Barnes and Noble and you could like buy a book about how the Gentiles and their fucking idols.
Yeah.
From
the idol compendium.
Christmas trees out.
Yeah. Right.
Like, y'all don't be buying Christmas trees this year. For one thing, they're bad for the environment.
Right.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that exactly, but...
Because, we're contributing to consumerism, which is chopping down forests for us to have in our living room for a month and then toss out.
Right.
And, they fill up wasteland. And
I do kind of like that there are some Christmas tree farms where they kind of grow them in stages, and they keep recycling the land to keep regrowing the trees in different parts of it. Those are somewhat acceptable in my mind, because you are replacing the trees that you had cut down for the Christmas trees, and then you continue to regrow every year. Right,
but you are chopping down every year and the trees don't go fast enough to replace them.
Well, they do in the places that are like the local versions of those. I'm not talking about the ones that are selling Christmas trees en masse. I'm talking about like your places where you literally go out with like your own hacksaw and cut down your own tree, and then they replant the next year and they sell what they have on that lot. Like that's what I'm talking about. Not the ones that can't keep up with demand.
Got it.
I'm talking about the ones that don't keep expanding, the ones that just deal with what they have.
Got it.
That's all.
Got it.
So
well, but if
you're commercially selling this shit and expanding your land to do so, you're doing the wrong thing.
Right.
But
anyway, they are bad. They encourage waste and consumerism, and they are bad for the environment overall. And they fill up landmines, and all of the decorations and like rotten wood and the plastic trees that get tossed out every year.
Yeah.
And moreover, they are celebration of pagan rites.
And I can also tell you from personal experience as a young adult that if you leave them up until June as a live Christmas tree, they become very sharp and dangerous.
Oh my gosh. Did your mom leave her tree up till June?
No. This was me and my brother when we were like 18, 19, had our own first apartment.
Okay.
We literally had bought like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree that we had to tie to our air conditioner to just keep it up.
Oh my gosh.
So like there was effort involved in getting this thing put up in the first place. And in order to take it down, we would have had to like untie it and undo everything that we had done. It was too much work, right? Yeah. So like it stayed up way too long, right?
Yeah.
And that fucker was sharp as hell when we pulled it down and tried to take it out because it was dry. It was just dead. It was completely dead and dry as hell because we hadn't been continuing to water it either.
Oh my gosh.
We're like, well, Christmas is done, but like we'll get that tree sometime. And then
typical bachelors.
Oh yeah. No, it was.
And I bet you had 2 laptops or computers set up, and next to each of them was a pile of Mountain Dew cans because you were both playing either War of Warcraft or Lineage.
No, this was I would have had a computer, but this was before MMORPGs. So like this was not during. This would have been like in the late 90s. Late 90s.
But definitely don't refute the Mountain Dew can pile.
No, yeah, that would have been there somewhere.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, probably.
Lordy.
Yeah.
So we don't use Christmas trees, but it's mostly because we're lazy and we just don't feel the Christmas draw.
My favorite Christmas tree we had was a fake one that we had that was like a miniature size, and kid drew a chalk sign that said ass and put it on the top of the Christmas tree, and that was our entire decoration.
That was the funnest ever.
As as a young adult.
Yes,
our kids
not as a like 6-year-old.
Right, yeah.
No,
yeah.
they were in high school.
No, yeah.
That's still funny to this day.
Yeah.
Our mom was not thrilled. My mom was not thrilled. Okay, anyways, back to Maccadoodles.
Yeah.
They brought the priests garments, the first fruits, and the tithes. They being the Israelites.
Yeah. Okay.
They stirred up the Nazarites who had accomplished their days. They cried aloud toward heaven, saying, that's what I'm going to say. I accomplished my day. They cried aloud toward heaven, saying, what should we do with these men? Where should we carry them away? Your holy place is trampled down and profaned. Your priests mourn in humiliation. Behold, the Gentiles are assembled together against us to destroy us. You know what things they imagine against us. How will we be able to stand against them unless you help us?
Well, this Judas guy just seems like take 10 people out and you can just kill the whole army. So should be pretty easy, right?
Wind them up and
why did they even take over the place in the first place?
Right?
This guy seems to just be able to
he's magic.
Wave a wand and they're dead.
Yeah. They sounded with the trumpets and gave a loud shout.
Or a lion cub roar.
And after this, Judas appointed leaders of the people, captains of thousands, captains of hundreds, captains of 50s, and captains of 10s.
And that is funny if you watch the show that I recommended at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. What's it called? The Promised Land.
The Promised Land, yeah.
Yeah. He said to those who were building houses, were betrothing wives, were planting vineyards, and were fearful that they should return, each man to his own house according to the law. I'd be like, I don't know about all that. There's some murdery fucks over there. I'm going to not live where the murdery fucks are.
Yeah,
Thanks.
right.
The army marched out and encamped upon the south side of Emmaus. Judas said, "Arm yourselves and be valiant men. Be ready in the morning to fight with these Gentiles who are assembled together against us to destroy us and our holy place. For it is better for us to die in battle than to see the calamities of our nation and the holy place. Nevertheless, as may be the will in heaven, so shall he do." The end.
Okay, so they were amassing in Emmaus.
Amassing in Emmaus.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it. That was chapter 3.
That was kind of a fun... Well, we didn't talk just about the fucking books. No. We talked about everything else. But that was kind of fun. And they're fun in the way that, look, these stories are very black and white. And they're very good and evil. And who doesn't love a good, Western movie or good guy, bad guy, cops, robbers type story, right? They're fun, ish, in a way. This one,
I started to say cowboys and Indians, but that's not correct, and we don't like that.
No, definitely not. No. This one, might have indicated genocide a couple of times, but I mean, other than that,
genocide aside. Oh my God.
No, the story's a good story.
The binary,
it's told well.
The binary of the good versus evil and what each side was bringing.
Right. Now, I don't know that I'm fully convinced of the righteousness of the Maccabees or Antiochus either way.
Yeah.
I'm definitely leaning more towards the Maccabees because of what we know of the whole story thus far.
And because we know that the Jews did become a very oppressed people.
Right.
And have a history of being oppressed.
But I am torn on whether or not Judas is a good person.
Right.
That much I am torn on.
Honestly, if I'm being real, I think that all the dudes back then were all murdery, rapey, slave-owning fucks.
That's probably
and
true-ish.
They can all lick my ass.
That they can't because they're dead. But if they were alive, they would be welcome to do that.
Yeah.
Because
I'm just saying,
that's how we feel about them.
I don't have any love for any of them.
No, I can agree with that for sure.
Okay.
All right. So that was First Maccabees chapter 3.
Sure as fuck was.
And we'll be back and find out what they're going to do about the amassing the amassed people in Emmaus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see you then.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.